This is Ark Survival Evolved. We're here on the Nintendo Switch. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. And you're probably wondering why I'm back taking a look at the Nintendo Switch version of Ark. Well, that's because the game actually just got a massive overhaul where they've kind of completely redone it for the upgraded version of UE, and I think that's really great. Not UE5, but you know, an upgraded version engine-wise. So what are we getting here now? Well, it's actually targeting 1080p at 30 FPS, and that's when it's, you know, docked, plugged in. When you're on the go, it's 720p at 30 FPS. Now, does it hit that target perfectly? I don't think there's a single version of Ark out there that actually exists that does run perfectly smoothly. But you know what? It's not a slideshow like it used to be, and it's actually kind of playable, and it actually kind of looks decent on the Nintendo Switch now. Which, again, if you want to go back and take a look at how this game used to look on the Switch, you know, by all means, go and do that. You know, because I have the video up, and like, this is a monumental upgrade over how it used to run. Like, I gotta say, like, it is hugely improved in so many ways. Like, it's actually playable now, I would say. I mean, I'm sure people have been sitting there struggling with the Switch version over the years, and like, I think you can kind of tell, like, it's not perfectly 30 FPS, and obviously we'd like a smoother experience, we'd like it to look better, but this game always just seems to not, you know, really deliver performance and visuals and everything like that. I think when I played it on the Series X, that was like the first time I was kind of like, not bad, but like, yeah, no, but for the Switch, very impressive. Now, obviously, if you're doing like some of the online type stuff, it's going to be even more demanding. If you're doing some crazy things, you know, with the game, I could definitely see performance and whatnot also taking additional hits. But the biggest thing here is that the game is actually kind of running well, and it's actually something you can see. It doesn't feel like a slideshow of chaos and pain anymore. You're actually, you know, kind of able to enjoy what this has to offer, and I think that's, to me, just a huge upgrade. Yeah, you get out there and you roar, big T-Rex. Roar! So, yeah, which is so nice. They're also adding new DLC content, they're expanding the scope of the game, and it seems like this is a platform that they actually want to support better. As you can tell, there is like still, like, there's pretty horrendous, you know, like loading and popping and stuff like that. But I mean, again, when you look at the types of games you get on the Switch and how big games run on the Switch, the fact this even kind of handles on the platform as good as it does, I think is kind of amazing. It went from, oh wow, oh no, to being like, playable. Yeah, playable. I also want to mention, it is a lot easier to do console commands. So you see we got console commands in the bottom left there. So now you can literally go to gameplay and you can do console access. I got a great video that goes over it, you know, doing the cheats and everything like that. You literally check mark console access, and then you go back to the main menu, and then you can click the minus or whatever, and you can do console commands really easily now. So that's like your cheats and everything like that. So if you want to have more fun while you're playing this and not do something hardcore survival wise, you can do that. Pretty easy going, right? So yeah, I would say, for me, I'm actually kind of impressed the fact that this is now running as good as it does. And I know I may be like really focused on this sort of thing, but like, you know, this is a huge deal that this is like this. If you didn't see how this game used to run, you're missing out on some hilarity. That's the biggest thing. Like, seriously, go check out that other Switch review I did for this one. It was probably one of the worst experiences I've had on a game on platforms. Just like, yeah. Anyways, so what is Ark Survival Evolved? This game is a massive open world survival game where you are kind of awakening, you don't know what's happened, and you need to survive. So you need to collect rocks and sticks in order to make items, and then you need to improve your character's stats, and then you need to unlock and go through these skill trees so that you can get better things, like build shelter, you know, build houses, get armor, and then you go and you explore this mysterious land to perhaps find, I don't know, maybe the odd, weird boss fight. You can tame dinosaurs and get saddles for dinosaurs and ride dinos. And it's not just dinosaurs, there's other giant monster things. People get really strangely upset when you're like, oh, there's giant dinosaurs. I mean, we've got like dodos and, you know, T-Rexes and stuff, but it's like, it is not just a dinosaur game. There's lots of other fantastical, giant, weird monster things that you can interact with. But there's also a lot of dinos. Wow, look at that thing. Anyways, yeah, then you can tame dinos. There's single player, there's online stuff, there's lots of survival elements to this game. There's lots of different ways you can play and experience things. I honestly don't know if we could go toe-to-toe with that thing. It's got some crazy stuff going on. But yeah, there's lots to do, and then you've got inventory and you've got your stats. So this is my dino stats, so it's not even my stats. So you have your own skill tree, and then you've got inventory and food, and then you've got like the skill tree. So you can sit here and you can unlock all this stuff to build and craft and create. So you can create like housing structures, you can build, and you know, there's like cooperative type things and stuff, PvP type stuff too, tribe management, taming setups, a whole explorer notes thing that can be helpful for you. You got like an in-game map, there's easy building systems and mechanics. The world itself is like, I don't want to say it's destructible, but obviously, as you've been seeing, you can, like, you know, break down some trees and things like that. I wonder if I can actually kill this thing. Should I? Yeah, you know what?
Are you the one I've been waiting for?
Sorry. Oh, always a blast. This thing is so entertaining. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different, you know, creatures and stuff you can ride. You know, it's not just all land things. Obviously, we're flying. There is also a whole undersea type thing too. Like you can go in the water. I was kind of showing that, I think, a bit, where you can like swim around. The whole point of like, though, riding something like that T-Rex, riding something like this bird, is just to show you the game being stressed a little bit more than usual, because like I said, it is a game that can be quite intensive performance wise. So they make everything look like muddled soup to the best of the degree they can. So it's like an intensive dynamic, like, you know, scaling system at play here to make sure that you're kind of getting performance. But seriously, this wasn't even really at all playable. And it does, like, I'm playing on a 4K, it looks terrible. But it looks infinitely better than how it did before. Like, mind-blowingly improved over what came before this one. Should we go take a look at the remains of my poor thing there? Oh, I thought this would level up so I could fly upwards. We're going for a bit of a crash. Sometimes it gets a little tired and stuff like that. You also get to kind of make your own character to a degree. There's like character setting stuff, and then there's like respawning or just new survivor starts. And the main island is actually pretty large if you've never, you know, if you've never played this and whatnot. It's actually like a pretty large island. Where did our T-Rex pal go? So you can only fly for so long. Your guys get tired. And there's heating and cooling. Like I said, it's a survival game, so you got to deal with all the mechanics of being alive. I think we flew out. Yeah, we flew out way too far over this way. But yeah, no, like I think it, to me it's just it's so massively improved now. And you've got all this extra content they've been adding. Keep in mind though that some of the worlds are a lot more demanding than like even the base world. Like there's this crystal one that's always like a big testing ground because that one is just nuts. But it's neat that the Switch is actually getting, proper support, proper updates. I would imagine, at least to me that kind of shows that maybe this game is quite popular for the console platform and it's something that they're going to want to keep working on. So I think that's actually like a pretty good thing, right? Like the fact that you're going to see support and stuff like that. I think that's kind of nice. And it has been, I guess you would say, like a long time kind of coming. If you get what I mean, as in, what is this bird doing? Am I? Okay, sorry. Like it's not like this is a new thing on the Switch, right? Like this game has been here for a while. It's not like it's a new release or anything that they've just worked on. Like this has been, I think, even if I go crazy, a couple of years in the making or something like that. So a bravo that they actually, oh jeez, is this thing gonna come and attack me? Sorry, bravo that they actually took the time to go work on this. I think these improvements for a lot of people are gonna be really awesome things. I think that's really great that they actually sat there and kind of improved this. Can I resurrect? Roar for me, my dead T-Rex guy. I can't believe he's dead. You can like harvest his body though. See, I collected all this raw meat and stuff, so yeah. Why do they always poo everywhere? Well, should we get going, my majestic bird? Like it actually is so much better. I know fans of this game on the Switch are probably just so overly excited at the moment because this is way better. Like so much better than how this originally was. It's a lot easier to play and have fun with. You've got performance here that's now bearable. Like I said, this isn't some kind of like perfect version of Ark, but I'd say as far as the Switch goes, I'm impressed. Yeah, I gotta say, they did. Oh no, that's we wanna park here, buddy. Park, bird. Yeah, you're doing some kind of intense dive thing. We're not dive bomb fighting something. Sorry. Just gotta wait for the bird to sit down. Perfect. Thanks, Birdo. You're great. You're a great companion out here in the wilderness. And be careful jumping off animals because they can you'll break your legs and stuff. It's hilarious. Why is that mammoth flying? Oh, now it's gracefully floating to the ground. Anyways, for what it is though, I think the fact that they've actually kept like a decent sense of scale. Like you can look out in the distance, you can actually see pretty far, you can see plants, you can actually have it seems like the animal density is pretty okay too. I do think that the water flora from what I've seen kind of seems like it's been, compared to other versions, it seems a little, less intricate if that makes sense. But that makes sense because you're not spending a whole lot of time under the water. Like I believe typically there's a lot more like fauna and stuff under there, but totally fine, totally cool. It's not really something that's bothering me too much. And I just, again, I want to say, comparing this to what we had before on the Switch, I think so many people that played this game are going to be just more than satisfied by the fact that it's okay. I mean, it's kind of, really rough looking, seriously, on a TV and stuff, but the fact that they were able to, kind of bump this up to the degree they did, I am genuinely impressed. Kind of a bravo for them to be able to kind of compile this and stuff, because I really didn't expect much of anything when it comes to this this kind of game. I was not anticipating that we would get, you know, performance and whatnot, that we would get an experience that actually is as good as this is. This is really, really well done. But yeah, Ark is that ultimate sort of survival. I'm trying to find where my dodos are. We had a hilarious moment last time we did this where one of the dodos went flying. I think my dodos might be dead. I don't know, I guess I could like tame new ones. But, you know, it's really, really cool because it's something... Oh, wow, you are a really funky looking dodo. It's something you can play a lot of if you like it. And it can be grindy, but you can also change a lot of the settings. You can make it a lot easier. Not even with just the cheats, but literally from the main menu. You could be like, oh, I want to increase the taming speed, or, oh, I want to make, you know, this a little bit hard. Was this thing attacking me? Are you attacking me? Did you take a bite out of me? Hmm? Yeah, you better run away. Oh. Sorry, sometimes you literally you want to bite me and then you want to not have to deal with me. Okay. You know, you drag bodies. But yeah, you could really make it as simple or as complex as you want. You can make it as difficult or as easy as you want. And you really just get the great, free, open, you know, kind of customization to build little structures, to explore, to see what the world has to offer. I think that's really cool. And then also you're going to see those new maps, those new areas, those new play spaces become available to you on the platform, which is great. You're going to be able to have a great time sitting here, surviving, fighting, and you know, just generally exploring. And then maybe if you're intensive, looking up some of the, I guess you would say, more surprising things, the hidden secrets of Ark, the, you know, the more ambitious kind of endgame type content that exists within this large world that you explore. Building more elaborate housing, you know, finding different places, figuring out the meaning of the giant weird, you know, structural things. I don't know what you would call them. Mysterious elemental artifacts from beyond. Woo! That's what I'm saying, though, is there is a lot that you can enjoy. There's a lot that you can find. There's so much for you to discover as you go about in this world. There's just this really, really a neat array of different creatures and whatnot that you can come across. And now on the Switch, it's just infinitely better to play. Like, I should almost do like a bit of a comparison video. Would be fun, just kind of like taking a look at how this was initially and then like lining it up with new footage. That would be very interesting, because it's just so much better here. I'm absolutely floored by what they were able to put together. You know, occasionally games just kind of vanish, you know, devs don't support them. To see a game actually this long later get like a complete revamp for a platform is just, I don't know if it's becoming slightly more common, but it just wasn't something I had all expected. I was just assuming that version of, you know, this game was going to be the version of this game on the Switch forever. I was actually looking forward to a more powerful Nintendo console down the road, kind of rocking this. And I'm wondering how future-proof this one is too, in regards to seeing what this could potentially look like with, you know, a more powerful Nintendo console eventually providing a little bit of a, you know, a bump up, right? I think that would be very, very interesting. But for now, I think you can confidently jump back in on this one, particularly on the go. I think this would, you know, kind of look a lot better on your little, you know, smaller undocked version of the Switch, right? As opposed to even plugging this bad boy into the TV and using it, where it's like, I think it looks a lot better. Look at the stars, quite beautiful. You know, I think it's improved in many, many different ways. I think you're probably going to be pretty happy with what they've done with this one. I know I'm actually personally quite satisfied with this improvement, where it's kind of like, huh, you know, went from laughable to kind of being like, bravo. And it is so dark right now, but I kind of wanted to show off a little bit of the stars. I was hoping to get to this point. Like, you could just, you know, it kind of looks a little majestic at night, but I can't see anything because I haven't set up any torches and whatnot. Laziness, what can I say? But I hope this kind of gave you an idea of, you know, what the game looks like now. It's set time of day, right? The time of day. And I just, yeah, that's this kind of Ark on the Switch now. A much better experience for anyone that wants to jump in and play and see what this dino game has to offer.